Alright. For the however many viewers I got steady, the Magellan video is being worked on. I got roughly 6 pages of a script written, and I'm writing every day. So why is the video taking forever? 2 reasons, really. Number 1, it's fucking hot, so I wake up, move around for 5 minutes, and I'm already sweating. Whatever god is real placed me in one of the hottest European countries, but did not think to bless me with any form of heat resistance. And 2, I have a shit work ethic and get easily distracted, so you're beginning to see a problem here. I don't know, I may open up a Patreon to guilt trip me into focusing on making videos better, but I still don't know. If I do open one, please only donate if you really want to. As for now, given the channel's small size, I don't know, all that I may give you is the sense of pride and accomplishment and access to scripts from finished videos. Anywho, No Man's Sky, another game that's all over the internet. It had, to say the least, a turbulent launch. It's a tale as old as time. Sean overpromising features, and the actual game having a lackluster capacity for generating planets, no multiplayer, no anything really. It was, at release, a simple loop of resources, refilling various meters and traveling to the center. But, of course, unlike most AAA companies, Hello Games stood with it. They shut their trap and got to work, releasing update after update, each one delivering new and crazier features. We got more planets and variations for the procedural generation tech to work with, more ship classes and customization, an overhaul to the story so it isn't, hey, go to the center. For a full breakdown of the story of No Man's Sky, I seriously recommend Internet Historian's video. It's really good. And I'll be honest, it probably helped change a lot of opinions about Hello Games in Sean. So, nowadays, No Man's Sky is seen among gamers as the classic redemption story. Hello Games stuck to their guns and fixed the game. So, a big question to anyone watching who hasn't played the game, is it worth playing? Yes, plain and simple. It feels like the game has transitioned from an open world narrative game of sorts to a sandbox Minecraft-like. You have hundreds of different things you can do, none of them specifically about a story. Do you want to build an awesome base? You can totally do that now, including racetracks for your rover you can drive around. Where the hell is that, Starfield? You can manage a space fleet and send it on expeditions for valuables. You can manage a village, build new buildings and watch it grow exponentially and defend it from sentinels. There is the main story you can follow, and you see what's going on here? Where there was once one goal for you to follow, there is several optional ones. These, or the only ones the game specifically points out to you, however. My brother, who's been playing the game, has made it his goal to build his own fully customized ship. And if you'd like, you could make it your goal to do expeditions, or find the dune worms the game now has. There's lots, and I really do mean lots of content for you to want to do. So again, the game is much more of a sandbox than it used to be. And it all depends on if you personally find that interesting. Do you want to explore the galaxy, find every alien, catalog every plant? You can totally do that. Do you want to be the mayor of a town and manage it, watching it grow? You can totally do that. But you have to find all of that interesting. Otherwise, you'll get bored, or you'll get overwhelmed by the amount of missions you get given almost immediately. I cannot stress this enough. Picking a thing you want to do and sticking to it will be vital if you play the game. Collecting resources and refilling your meters in this game remains It's not fun in just about any game. I played through 7 Days to Die for its full release recently, and I dropped the game 5 minutes after tossing myself from the tallest structure I could find. I just didn't want to collect resources for the jankiest, least good base building I'd ever seen. In No Man's Sky, collecting resources remains kind of boring. You hold the fire button at game objects until they explode, and that's about it. It becomes tolerable when you have a goal to work towards. For me, that was building a cool base and watching it improve. And also, the survival aspects of this game are changeable. You can play in the game's default settings, which require regularly refilling meters, or you can change it so that never happens, or building and crafting require fewer resources. One other negative in the game are the sentinels, and generally land combat. It's kind of annoying. Very often I find myself having loads of fun building my base or managing my settlement when the game decides to cut that for sentinels attacking or me getting a mission to go destroy some. The combat isn't deep enough to be enjoyable. As far as I can tell, the only method of attack is pressing the left mouse button to shoot bullets. So you stand there trying to dodge the sentinels shooting at you, when there can be easily 5 or 6 of them, almost definitely accompanied by sentinels that heal the others. And since we're here, space combat. It's a bit better than land. You have more than one weapon to use, at least with your default ship. You got missiles and the lasers, and different ships also come with other weapon types I've yet to find, although in my opinion there is a mild problem. If you press the S key, your ship automatically locks onto enemy ships, so all you have to do is wait until they're in range and then you just open fire. It's clear that combat is an afterthought for this game, which is why, thank fuck, these combat encounters are usually an hour or more apart. But it still sucks when you have to deal with it. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, base building. I fucking love it. I wouldn't change a thing about it besides letting me share ownership with specific individuals. Hear me out. The game has a hub zone. You can run into planets and systems not discovered by you, but by other players, and occasionally find them in your world. This game is finally a genuine multiplayer game, but more so, it's an MMO. It's got all the ingredients. So again, I was playing with my brother and we were both building a single base that was started by me, but whenever I logged off, the base went with me. He couldn't find it or build on it, use it to store materials for later. It was just gone. There might have been a way for it to spawn for him, but I don't know. In addition, I would have liked to see a sort of, I guess, communal chest system for him to place items in that I could access or use. Again, just to highlight the MMO features the game has. No Man's Sky is an indie game, and even at release it was a technical marvel how you could fly from one planet to another with no loading screens, and you had a realistically scaled star system to explore without any interruptions. And you can easily spend hours upon hours in your starting system alone. Hell, I am still there. With updates and time, it's only gotten better. And yet I can't help but think on the impact that it has had on the industry, which may not have been the best. Now, this may be a hot take, but it feels to me like No Man's Sky may have inspired the whole live service industry we're stuck with right now. Some industry heads think, hey, No Man's Sky became immensely popular and profitable with their 20 million post-launch. Maybe we could do the same. Again, this is potential hot take region. I haven't the foggiest what I'm saying over here. No Man's Sky is indeed a live service game, and on the surface, a pretty egregious one at that. You have three different types of currency. You have long wait times for quests to continue, but it's different, as those currencies are given out pretty easily. Hell, nanites you gain by just interacting with the world sometimes, and mercury you get from certain quests. And it's also pretty unanimous at this point that the game is good. Very good. I think Hero Games could stop making content and for the game tomorrow, and the internet would be okay with that. But since the game's release and opinion shifting, we've seen so many games come out by overpromising, under-delivering, and then trying to make their own redemption stories. Cyberpunk 2077, I might make a video on that game, we'll see. But it's a game that was successful in that. Then we had Redfall, Anthem, Fallout 76, Dying Light 2. I swear to God, the first game's content drops were adding to a finished game, while Dying Light 2's have been implementing mechanics that fans asked for that the devs shouldn't have listened to. But then we also have The Division, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Outriders, Halo Infinite, and you definitely know even more. Hero Games aren't the villains in this story. They were passionate developers who flew too close to the sun. But you should not celebrate them in any way. If they abandoned the game, that was their job. Sticking with the game was also their job. A redemption story makes for great documentaries, but one god-awful industry.